Good day as well. I am Hanin Al-Nabi and I will be the moderator today. But not only me, also our Vice President, the SPPCO Vice President, Yasser Batan, is here. And both of us are going to do our best so we can help you. In today's meeting, we're going to be talking about the competition and also, dear participants, if you have any questions or concerns or any technical questions that you may have missed in the previous sessions, you can share it with us today so we can help you with them. Today, we're going to be having three of our speakers, Mr. Kamal bin Askar, Mr. Khalid bin Zawi, and Mr. Brahim bin Dibili. For now, Yasser Batan is going to give us a brief presentation about the competition, so I would love to pass the word to you, Yasser.
Hello everyone. I hope you're all doing okay. My name is Yasser Batan, as Hani said. So today, the point of this, let's say this presentation or this session is to go through the competition a little bit more in depth, talk about how the competition is going to go down, how the process is going to be. Of course, we've seen some emails that have been sent from some of the participants with certain concerns. Today, I will be trying to answer some of these concerns throughout the presentation. And of course, I'll give you all the participants present today a chance to ask some of the questions that they have concerning the competition. So, and of course, if you have any technical questions, we do have one or two speakers there today that could probably help you. So, for the OISPEC international competition, I'm going to go quickly through what's I'm going to go quickly through what it entails, what's it about, and what the objective is. So, as we mentioned before on the opening day, we do have a competition that's linked to OISPEC. This competition is sponsored by the International Tunisian Center, which will be providing the first place prize, which is a free international training in their center in HAC supervising. So what the competition is, it revolves around shale gas exploration, potential, and future impact. So the OISPEC team has chosen this topic to be the main focus for the OISPEC competition. What the objective was initially was for you teams to choose whether they're with the shale gas exploration or against it. Of course, backing up their claims. If they're with it, they of course have to tell us why, what potential they see within shale gas exploration. These are some examples. For example, if you're with shale gas exploration, it has impact and potential, cannot be overlooked, and many countries around the world see that investing in shale gas production is a one-way ticket out of gas dependence. Of course, many countries around the world see, especially in the US, use shale gas exploration and depend on it very much. It does have many advantages. Of course, on the other side, there's always going to be two sides of the spectrum. We do have the point that shale gas is a fossil fuel energy, and as you guys know, fossil fuels have a very negative impact towards the environment, and many studies have shown that exploiting shale gas will only bring harm more than it does bring positives. Of course, this is a opinion-based topic, which is perfect for the competition. And as we said, the team tasks for the competition. We instructed you all, as the previous OISPEC team has been sending you emails, requesting you to do a presentation, around 10-minute presentation, debating which of the two sides of the spectrum you are with. Either you're aiding the exploration of shale gas production and see it as a new fossil fuel resource, or you're against the idea of exploring oil and gas and see that it only brings more harm than it does positive impact. So before going to the judging criteria, I'd like to give you some information about how the process will be done in the competition. As you know, today the date today is the 17th of April. The end of the courses will be on the 19th, will be the final course within the final unit of geology and geophysics. The competition will be 3 days. 3 days, it will go running for 3 days. We have the 21st, the 22nd, and the 23rd, depending on how many participants we have. We have three main judges. We have Mr. Kamal, Mr. Khalid, and Mr. Brahim bin Dibili. Those will be the three main judges for the competition. From the 3 days, we will be splitting all the teams into 3 different days, of course. So approximately 10 teams for each day. Each team will have around 10 minutes to present their case, to present their findings and their project, which side of the spectrum they are. Yeah, so after each team has presented, you have, of course, around 10 minutes for each presentation, following a 5-minute Q&A. The judging criteria will, of course, be novelty and originality of work, technical content, I guess problems that you see in your side of the spectrum that you've chosen, and of course delivery, how the presentation is presented, and of course how you handle the questions. So those will be the main judging criteria. The judges will, at the end of the 3 days, at the end of all the presentations, will choose the 3 best presentations to be awarded in the final closing ceremony. Now, of course, part of this, the main objective of this session is to talk about the problems that you guys have been facing throughout the competition. What I've been seeing through, after reading the many emails, is the team formations and the problems with the teams. At the beginning, we did split you all randomly into different teams. Of course, we did have an entire department that was following along, sending you guys emails, asking for updates about how the communication is with your teams. Many teams have responded with a positive, I guess, communication between their teams. But of course, also many teams have said that they've experienced the problems communicating with their teammates. So today we would like to open any questions. If you have any questions concerning any problems that you've seen throughout this entire process, if you have any problems with your team, I'll be giving you guys solutions today, solutions that we've come up with. The first thing I'd like, before the open questions, I'd like to tackle the first problem, which is many people have told us that they don't have good communication with their teams. And currently people have been working individually and then within this competition. I'd like to say the first thing is, before we go any further, I have to really put emphasis on the OISPEC regulation and rules. Of course, to get the certificate of the program, you must participate within the competition. So this is something that's obligatory. And for people who are right now in a one-man team, I'd like you all to send an email to the OISPEC email. And of course, give your reasons to why you're working alone, if it's problem of communication. What we're going to do is we're going to rack up and create new teams for those individuals and link them up with other team members who are either missing members or don't have members to begin with. Well, that's the first thing we thought of a solution for. Of course, other people might have problems with the actual objective of the competition and what it entails. So I'll open for any questions. If anyone has any questions concerning the competition or any problems within the competition, please, you can ask right now, and of course, we can answer your concerns. So if you have any questions, please, either come or put them in the discussion down below.
Thank you, Yasser. Everyone, we're waiting for your problems or your concerns about the competition. So please feel free to share it with us.
Before I'd like to add something else concerning the presentations. Of course, the final date to send your presentation will be the 20th. Yeah, the 20th of April. 20th of April, all teams are, obliged to send their presentations before the actual event. So I just like to let you all know.
Yasser,
Yeah.
there's some questions. I'm gonna read it for you.
Yes, of course.
Okay, just a minute.
uh, what do you call Hanin, I can see the questions right now. I'll be
You
answering
can
the
see.
question. Yeah, I can see them. So I'll answer them directly. So the
Okay.
first question was when you mention debating, does that mean I guess that's pros and cons? No, I don't actually mean pros and cons. I mean, to a certain degree, yes, but your presentation should focus on one aspect or one side of the spectrum. Either you're, what do you call it? Either you're with shale gas exploration, so you try to convince the judges while shale gas exploration is very good. Of course, if you have certain advantages about that, that would be very helpful. Uh, Bringing up the cons of a certain opinion that you have isn't really, in my opinion, isn't something you'd want to do because you always want to. Because at the end of the day, this competition doesn't have a right or wrong answer. So each side of the spectrum could be correct. So I'd say when you're debating, try to sell your idea into why or which side of the spectrum do you see is the most correct or the one that you believe in more. If shale gas is good or if shale gas is bad. Once you've chosen a side, try to give reasons why. So that's how I'd recommend your debating should go. The second question is, what about team missing members? So yeah, as I said before, for the team members, originally there were five members per team. So what we've decided is if a team has three members or more, then they are obliged, they have the ability to participate. Any teams below three members, that will be a problem. So what's going to happen is any person or individual or any two people that are in a certain team and they lack members, as I said, please send a detailed email to the OISPEC team, and very very soon you'll be getting a response. And what we'll be doing is we'll be racking up all these individuals that are missing team members or are alone, and we'll integrate them with other teams. So that way, before the 21 or the 21st, you all have a full team. Um, let's see. When you mentioned debating, oh, that's the same question. So should we do the presentation as slides and we explain it, or as a paragraph which contains our arguments? Definitely do it as a slide. It is a PowerPoint presentation, just like the one you see right here. It's much more attractive and much more professional to present via PowerPoint presentation. Of course, the way you present, as we said, is part of the judging criteria. So do keep that in mind. Another question is, if there was a poor team communication, can someone participate in a one-man team? So, of course, I just answered this question. Yes, sorry, no. Anyone who has a poor team communication or is alone right now and has no team, please send the email as soon as possible to the OISPEC email, and we will be, racking up a lot of you people and putting you in different teams, inshallah. So another question is about the Zoom presence. If we miss the first sessions and we attend the monthly sessions, we will get the certificate. Concerning the certificate, as I said before, one of the main criteria that you must meet is you must be part of the competition. So participating in a competition is a must to get the certificate. Another thing concerning the courses, we have been recording presence within the courses. Some individuals have given what do you call it, certain reasons to why they can't attend. So of course these reasons will be taken into consideration. We do appreciate the members or participants who do attend the sessions. If you miss just a couple of sessions, then yes, of course, you don't have to worry about that. If it's just the first few sessions, then it's okay. As long as you have a certain reason why, then you don't have to worry. Another question is, if someone doesn't participate in the competition, will he still get a certificate of participation of the camp? So as of right now, as I mentioned before, the OISPEC, one of the main rules is to participate in the competition. So if they participate in all the courses and have, what do you call it, participate in all the tests and pass those unit tests, and all that's left is the competition, Of course, if they have a certain reason why they couldn't participate in the competition, that will be taken into consideration. If not, then most likely no. Because as we mentioned before on the first day, competition is something, it's an essential part of the camp, and it holds one of the main reasons for the camp. Um, what the judges, another question is what the judges focus on or pay attention for. So as I mentioned before, the main judging criteria will be the novelty and originality of work. Of course, in your debate, if you just do a copy paste out of certain PDFs or certain things, and it's very obvious that you're just reading off a certain PDF, then yes, that may hurt your work, as they say. Your technical content and how you present it. Of course, you present it in a PowerPoint slide. The more professional the slide, that's something that could help you. How you present your points, that's something that help you. If your points are presented in a clear way, in a more organized manner, then that's the main, that could really help you. As I said, piece of advice, what you should do when you're presenting is try to sell your idea. This is basically two different sides of an opinion. When you choose a certain side, you back up that side with coordinated points. Make sure that the way you speak is clear, and like I said, make sure that the speaker or the judges understand you very well, and make sure that your advantages or your points that you're trying to get through are very clear. So that's what I'd say the judges will focus on. In terms of if it's right or wrong, what side you choose, then no, that's not what they really focus on. What they focus on is when you choose a certain side, how you deliver it and how you convince them that whichever side you chose is the right one. Another question is, where should we send our work? Of course, you'll send it to the OISPEC email, just like the emails that you've always been getting about the competition. So we'll send you an email soon when it's time for you to send your work. Let's see another question. When will the presentation? When will the presentation be? And should the leader do it alone? Now, concerning the presentation, when it will be, as I said, the dates are 3. We have the 21st, the 22nd, and the 23rd. And each day you'll be told in advance which of the days you'll be presenting in. So you don't have to worry about that. When it's your day to present, how you present it, it's up to you. If you just want the team leader to do it alone, that's completely up to you. If you want to work as a team and do it together, that's also up to you. That's ends up part of your coordination and how you organize yourself. So there's no real rule on how you do it. It's just really up to you, and whichever you see is better. Another question: what is the type of questions of the competition? How many questions and how the answer will be? Just from the leader or participants? So what type of questions? Of course, the questions you'll be asked concern the theme of the competition, shale gas, and the type of questions will be about which side you choose. So if you choose one side, they'll ask you why, or they'll start picking on certain points that you said. How many questions? That is up to the judges. As I said, you have 5 minutes of questions, and depends on how well you handle your questions. As for who answers the questions, as I said, that's all up to the team. Like I said, delivery is very important. So good coordination with your team is also an essential skill that I recommend that you have. The more organized you are in answering your questions, the better the chance you have of impressing the judges. So of course, if someone's going to answer, make sure you're coordinated. And if you just want one person to do it, of course, that's also up to you. About the progress report, should we send it in PDF or PowerPoint format? So yeah, about the progress report, I know that it's been a while now that the team has been following you guys along and asking for, what do you call it, asking for questions about the progress that you're in. Of course, progress reports are very important. We do use them to help you. If it's help for you, if you guys have any problems, the team can intervene and help you with that. How you send them is up to you, preferably in PDF format. Just send a report telling us the problems that you're facing and if there's anything that the team can help you with. So the format really doesn't really matter. So as Ayman Habib, one of the LD team said, any format helps. Just wanted to see where you have reached in your research. Exactly. So that was kind of like a way to track everything. Another question is, we will still get certificate in case we didn't attend some Zoom meetings. As I said before, if you have a certain reason, then of course it will be taken into consideration. If you attended most of the Zoom meetings, then that's also okay. Most importantly is, of course, the tests and the quizzes. If you passed all the unit tests, then yes, of course, you will get your certificate. Of course, after also participating in the competition. Another question. If someone missed answering one quiz and answer for the others, what can that mean? Can get certificates for the other who answer them. So concerning the quizzes, as we said, we do have like 9 units, and if you at least took part in 7 of the 9 units and passed the tests of those 7 units, so you have to get 70% in those tests, then you will get the certificate of the course. If you just missed 1 or 2 units, then that won't be a concern. Of course, if you pass the test of the other units, so you gotta make sure that you pass the test of the other units. Another question. Or we have to make sentences, that kind of job. I didn't get the idea of dating. Is we need to organize our ideas and convince the judges with us, or we have to make sentences that kind of judging. I don't get what kind of judging means. What, like I said before, what you need to do is you need to create a PowerPoint presentation debating your idea on which side do you choose, whether shale gas is good or whether it's not. That's the basic idea. How you present it is up to you. What you say in your presentation, that is also up to you. I'll just give you a piece of advice on what would be best when presenting a certain topic like this. This is an opinion-based topic, so backing up your topic with certain advantages to that opinion would be best. Like I said, how you present it is always going to stay up to you. When is the deadline to send the progress report? The progress report should be sent, I think, 72 hours after the initial email. So make sure you do send your report earlier so that your feedback for the report will be sent really soon after. Another question is, the last quiz will take a lot of time. How can we answer for it and work for the competition? I wish to take it into consideration. That's a very good question. Of course, the deadline for the last quiz, I guess, maybe longer than the other quizzes, depending on the situation. So, if you want time to do your competition, then yes, of course, that will be taken into consideration. So don't worry. Inshallah, we'll take that all into consideration. Those are the questions so far. We'll wait if there is any other questions, and we'll see. So as I said before, the questions seem to be revolving around the same thing. I'll just a quick recap to what I said earlier. So because there's now more participants than there were before. The competition will be split into 3 days. We have the 21st, the 22nd, and the 23rd of April. Each day will have around 8 or 9 different presentations. Each presentation will be around 10 minutes long, followed by a 5-minute Q&A. As we said, the objective of these presentations is to give the main objective is to discuss about the main topic of OISPEC competition, which is shale gas exploration. You'll be choosing which side of the spectrum you're on. If you're with shale gas exploration and see that it has huge potential, or if you're against shale gas and see it to be a negative impact. So as I said before, you have within those 3 days, you'll be presenting your findings. The teams in advance will be sending you which day your team will be presenting. We will have 3 judges at the in the presentations. The judges will judge your presentations depending on the following criteria: novelty and originality of work, technical content, delivery, and ending and handling questions. So those are the main judging criteria. Of course, feedback from the judges will be given once you present your presentation. Um, so that's basically how the basic process of the competition will be. And of course, at the end of those 3 days, we will have our final conclusion there in the 24th and the 24th of April. So we seem to have more questions. If we couldn't assist in the presentation because of internet, will we have another chance? Of course, like I said, 3 days. You have 3 days for your presentation, for the presentations. If you see that you have an internet problem and fear that you will end up with an internet problem, please contact the OISPEC email and let us know, and we will see a solution for that. Of course, if anyone has any problems and you state your problem on the day of the competition, then the team really can't help you with anything. So please, I can't stress this enough. If you do have any problems, send them to the OISPEC email so the team can have a chance to help you and resolve your problem. Another question is, what do you mean by project task in the technical section? Part of the judging criteria. Technical content, like I said, activities, project, and tasks could, in this sense, could mean, for example, if we have shale gas as a positive impact, what activities, project, and tasks do you see that used in? Maybe because technical content it's like a way of backing up your point in a technical way. So if you say shale gas is good, a technical term to back that up, for example, is that added value that it gave in a technical term. So it became a new energy resource, and its implementations are this, that, and so on and so forth. So that's what technical content means. It means like the advantages or disadvantages of shale gas in a technical way. Or it's like, for example, is activities that shale gas is used in that could be used as an advantage, so on and so forth. That's what technical content means. Another question. Is the quiz related with the competition? The quizzes are related to the units. So each quiz is related to its respected unit. And the competition has its own topic, which, as you all know, is shale gas. Another question. It said, I have all documents about shale gas, but there's a problem about agree or not agree and arguments. How can I find real arguments? The internet. Most arguments or most opinions about shale gas, you can find it in the internet. You won't really find it in books. You will find technical uses of shale gas in these books. But in this case, I recommend seeing the internet, since there are many opinions and many different researches that have been made on shale gas that's either support or don't support the cause. What is the date of the given certificates? These are questions relating to, please ask questions relating to the competition. The date of certificates will be soon after the closing ceremony. What if we fail 1 question out of 10? If you're talking about the quizzes, if we fail one quiz out of 10, then that doesn't matter. You, like I said, from the 10 units that we have, if you at least complete 7 of the 10 units, then that will be sufficient enough to get your certificate. When the competition is going to be held, as I said before, the competition will be held on the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd of April, or one of those 3 days. Your teams will be split into 3. Your team will be given a certain day to present. Seeing how there's many teams, we've given the competition date, 3 different dates. So in advance, your team will be given the date that they shall come to present. Are we going to present separately in rooms or present in public online? Most likely in public online. Like I said, we are splitting you all, so you won't have to worry about. There's going to be more moderators, but how it's going to be is on, say, on the 21st, all the teams that were invited on the 21st will come, and you'll be given numbers, and then each time you're called, you will present, and you will be judged. So that, to answer your question, yes, you will present in public online. And the program. For those in Azerbaijan, yes, we do know about the time. The time zones is different, and for the dates, the time in Algeria is very early for you. Of course, if you have passed all the tests and all the quizzes, you will be getting a certificate. This is your, when we ask for a reason why you want being present. Of course, all those reasons will be taken into consideration if they are eligible, as they say. I could only contact 2 of my teammates. Of course, like I said earlier, um, uh, if each team was given 5 members, if your team has 3 members or above, then you don't have to worry. You're eligible to participate. Anyone that's below that, please contact the email, the OISPEC email, and you will be integrated into different teams. Now, if there's any other questions concerning the after we complete a task, will we send it on email to you or what, please? Yes, as I said earlier, on the 20th will be the deadline to send all of your presentations. So we would like to have your presentations before before the actual day of the competition. So the 20th of April is the deadline to send your presentations.
Thank you, yes, sir. I just want to let you know, guys, if you have any questions about the competition topic, you can ask because Mr. Ibrahim is here and I believe that he can help with that.
Mr. Ibrahim just put something in the chat. I'll read it out. EIA, USA Energy Information Administration, is a very good source if you want to read about shale gas. So there you guys have it. For the people who asked about where do I get documentation or where do I get things related to opinion on oil and gas, uh, this will help you for the competition, as Mr. Ibrahim said. I'll wait for any more questions.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
There's a question from Mu'tasim Billah. Have you seen it?
let me see. Which one could you read it out for me? Because
Yeah, I'm gonna read it for you.
mhm.
Well, he's asking, okay, what about the draft and what should we put in it exactly?
What do you mean by draft? I don't understand that. Could you please elaborate what you mean by draft? More information about technical content, please. So technical content, like I said, in your presentation, you will choose a certain side. You will either go with shale gas is good or shale gas. Technical content is the arguments that you add to why you see shale gas as good or why you see shale gas as bad. So for the examples of good implementations of shale gas, that is considered technical content. So shale gas is the new energy source that powers things, for example, that is technical content. And the other side, shale gas is bad because it causes, for example, pollution, or it causes these certain problems. Those certain problems or those arguments are the technical content. So that's like a quick example of what I mean by technical content. The document that we should send today. Oh, if you're referring to the report about the process report, sorry, the progress report, then you can send it whichever way you want. Just send it to the OISPEC email, please. Should we mention the resource of information that we use in the presentation? Yes, sure, why not? You can mention the resource while you deliver your presentation. That would be very informative to the judges. Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you. A progress report, what you mentioned in it is your progress, what you're up to, what problems you faced, where you are with your presentation. Are you done? Are you not? What's missing? Those are the kind of things you mentioned in a progress report. Do we need to stick with a specific slide number? Well, you have 10 minutes to present, so that's your maximum amount of time. Now, how many slides you integrate is up to you. The main thing you need to understand or keep in mind that is you have 10 minutes to present your case. So any more than that, and the judges will stop you and will start asking questions. Of course, if you finish your presentation, that would be better than the judges stopping you for taking too much time.
Mr. Ibrahim just said more than 10 minutes, you will lose marks instead of gaining them.
Exactly, yes, more than 10 minutes and you will lose your marks. So it's always good to stay under the 10-minute mark. That, does fall into the delivery part. So the way you deliver it, the more organized you are, the better your marks are going to be. Yes, 10 minutes to present and then 5 minutes Q&A.
Do you guys have any more questions?
Originality means our proper work or not plagiarism. What originality falls on is how you rephrase your certain so you do your research and you find certain arguments, and how you rephrase them is what originality means. So you don't just copy and paste entire paragraphs from books or sites and then place them on a PowerPoint presentation and then just read over them. So novelty and originality falls on that. So once you get the information, you rephrase it into your own words and you present it. That's what novelty means. As I said before, a question is every team member should present. I just made myself clear earlier. The presentation, it's up to you how you present. If you want just one person to present, or if you want all the team to present, that is things that concern you, and that falls onto the delivery side. If all of you can present and communicate well, go for it. If you see that you can't, that's completely up to you. Is how you deliver it is what's going to get judged at the end. So we're not going to tell you that everyone must present or just one person must present. That is all up to you. And at the end of the day, like I said, it's the delivery that makes a change in your mark. So any more questions?
Yes, sir, there is a question. Uh, how many arguments we need to present in the chosen slide? Sliding, maybe.
The So guys, listen. Before you start asking me how many questions, how many questions, how many arguments, how many things I should discuss, what I should put in my presentation, that isn't something that I'm here to tell you today. As I said, this is part of the judging criteria. What you present and how you present it, it's up to you. And that's exactly what's going to be judged. Of course, it will be taken into consideration if your work isn't organized well and you're just cluttered with the information. It won't be clear to the judges and you will lose mark. But I'm not here today to tell you how you present, exactly how you present, because that is up to you. And that is, like I said, what will be judged at the end of the competition. So just make sure your points are clear and make sure you try your best to get your point through to the judges in the most clear and organized manner. The teams are mixed nationalities. Are they with the same location or they work over distance? Because if it's the same thing in consideration, as I mentioned before, that if you know your team, then that's good. If your team is from one place, that's good. If your team is mixed, then you will be taken into consideration. Just send the email to the OISPEC email and just let us know of any of these certain problems. And of course, we will find a solution to those problems. So just make sure if you have any certain concerns, technical concerns, like this, send it to the email and the team will find a solution for it. You sent the email that you mentioned that at the end of the competition, you will choose 3 teams participating in the final closing ceremony. My question is that if our team is not selected, won't we get the certificate? No, 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 no. Listen, anyone who participates in the competition and did participate in the courses and the quizzes will get the certificate. Not winning the competition does not mean you won't get a certificate. You will always get the certificate of participating. The 3 teams that are mentioned are the first 3 teams that win. So the first place, second place, and third place that will take part in the final ceremony, that will be presented in the final ceremony. So of course, anyone who participated in the, what do you call it, in the